Gorges Falls. Check it out, man. She reading that thing. What's up? You on camera, so we're gonna, when you edit it, make sure you edit whatever you need to. Alright, baby, I'll be back. Hey, is it that ain't helping me now. It's more than, I'll figure it out. Thank you, though.
What if you get lost on the way to the trail, babe?
Baby, I ain't going to no trail. I'm doing this, though.
Okay.
And I might walk the trail if I feel like it. Just to see how far it is, see how you do, but we'll see. Alright? I'll be back. Alright, everybody, as you can see, we're in 22 reserved. We got our recycling bins and trash right there. 21 is reserved. Cabins 1 through 5 that way, and bathhouse. But we're gonna go down towards the other campsites and see how many more we got, and we'll go from there. Reserve 23, and normally you got your firewood here, and that's where normally the camp host, she or he, that's where they normally they set up at. 24 is not too bad. Normally around this time they're reserved most of the year, camp host. Most of this is one way. Well, this part isn't one way, but once you get up here, it starts to get one way. We'll come back and we'll hit that section as well. Now the trash and recycling. I will be rotating through my hands as well. That site there is not bad at all. They're in between everything. We'll get over there and see exactly what site number that is. That's nice. Looks almost custom. It looks good. That's like 28. Not too bad. And they actually have one of the tents that I actually like, and I plan on getting. That is a nice setup there. Nice setup. 29. Pretty great. Got a doggy. Cute dog. These ones on the back side are pretty secluded, pretty quiet. Another one here, they have their tarp out, firewood ready to go. Site 30. Not too bad, pretty quiet. Looks good. Looks like this is just a big circle. Area closed. Do not enter. So that must be maintenance or maybe the future. We shall see. Alright, so it looks like it's just those few sites. And around this way is probably going to be nothing. I'll probably have to fast forward this part here, because yeah, I'm just going right back to where we started at. So just the 3 sites back this way. let's hit back up. And we're gonna go left. Catch some of the other sites. I know this video isn't gonna be from bottom to top, but hope y'all like it. As you can see, as we head up this way, it'll still be one way, but they might have more RV sites on this section. We'll see. Flagstaff looks beautiful, and that's going to be site 25. It looks beautiful. Most of these sites here are pretty level. No complaints with that. Not gonna lie, coming up here, these roads were curvy, bendy. Definitely uphill. As y'all can see, I drive with the 4.3 liter Hemi 4500, and just with the trailer, she made it. But she was giving all she got, and I'm not mad because, like I said, the speed limit normally on those roads are 25 to 30, so it was keeping up with traffic, and I was getting out the way when I needed to. This is gonna be type 26. Pretty cut off from everyone else. Nice, nice. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And if for some reason you wanted to reserve one of these spots without an RV, if all the tent spots were taken, you could. And you'll just have electricity and water and sewer. But more than likely, if you ain't got a trailer or nothing like that, you wouldn't use sewer. So it's looking like those 3 sites are the only 3 on this section. So just like the other little section we walked. So like, these sites are great if you want to spread out, have your own space. The one that we're in is a little close to others, but I guess these 3 on this side and the 3 on the other side are great campsites. Site 27. Beautiful campsites. They're playing cards and whatnot. Little doggy was, guard dog was on me. Alright, so we made it back around, and I'm surprised there are only 3 sites here and then 3 on the other side, which is surprising because they have a lot of space here. But I'm not complaining, you know. If you want your privacy and your comforts of not having people all over you and generators running or whatnot. But then again, this is power, so you wouldn't need a generator, right? But we'll continue on. We'll hit the tent sites next, and then we'll come back around to the rest of the electric sites. And they do have a few cabins as well. And that's a nice pop-up there. Pretty interesting. And we're gonna take this left here and go down to some of the tent sites, and then we'll come back up and around. A little tall. I was trying to hold the camera way up there and knowing it well. My arm wasn't gonna be able to sustain that for too long, which it needs to be able to. Need to get back in the gym. Alright, so we're gonna come back around this section here. We're gonna have the cabins out around this way. I'm not sure if there's an exit or not, but we shall see. So they do have cabins here, which are great. Bathhouses here for if you're tent camping, and they do have a few cabins that you can see. How y'all doing? Which are great. Restrooms here, so that'd be great. Great for kids, great for families. They have certain spots that you can fill up on water, which you can see here. But yeah, nice small cabins, bedrooms. Not sure exactly what's inside. I would love to actually see inside. I would guess there's like a 1-bedroom kitchen. Well, then again, probably not. So it may be just a bedroom. I'm seeing a lot of outside kitchens and whatnot, and then the showers are right there. So I would assume that they would have to come out, take showers and whatnot. Alright, keep on keeping on. And I think once we hit this bend, we'll be at the actual tent sites, which we actually had to reserve a couple tent sites, which are my rig, or should I say our rig, is built out to boondock, so we'll be perfectly fine in the tent sites. My truck, it'll be able to fit in that parking spot and we can have a good time. Shouldn't have to run the generator with the amount of power that I have on my rig, so we should be good. As you can see, the tent sites are a good little ways away from the cabins and the RV sites, so try to keep them separated. Some of the people that stay in the tents have generators and whatnot, and they want to try to keep that noise consumption down. Yes, I said noise consumption. Right. That's pretty good though. I wouldn't even be mad at that, right? Hey, can you keep your noise consumption down just a tad? Maybe at like a 10, 15. You know, I don't really want you at that 35, 40 mark. Then I won't be able to rest and relax. If only, right? But I'm not mad. They do have quiet hours here, and I want to say quiet hours is at 10 o'clock. But don't quote me on that. That might not be factual. But that's about the norm for the state parks and whatnot. So, and I shouldn't have to pull mine out tomorrow. If I do, I'll pull it out early in the day when everybody's gone. Let it run, let it charge, and everything. Let me charge all my batteries and stuff up. But it shouldn't be an issue. So, site 16, we chose that site just in case I had to pull my Jenny out. It's pretty far away from the rest of the sites, which we have one coming up, but it's further than the rest. So, like I said, beautiful site, tent site, nothing wrong with that. Most of these on this side are tent sites. There's another post for water if needed. You can grab you some water. So it's great. Like I said, we got a van there that can fit in a spot. Site 15 is reserved. 14 here. Beautiful. We're coming up on site 12. And that's a nice van set up there. A few tents here on site 13. Hey bud, how you doing? Got some nice families out here. They got their guard dog out. Site 11 looks great. And it looks like they built out their van set up here, and it looks great. And they're on site 10. I believe we'll be there tomorrow. Site 9, which actually 9 is open, but that's great. And a few more sites too. Site 8, another site here. How y'all doing? A great amount of sites out here. So they got some nice sites. And that's site 6 there. Alright, so when we get up this way, we're gonna have this site's a little bit more secluded. We should have a couple of them that's a little bit more secluded than the rest. So we hit this corner. Site 5. Nice little tent setup. Ain't mad at that at all. Ooh, got music up here. Look like they got some cornhole trash cans or something like that up this way. Oh, they got a nice setup, so they're getting busy. Oh, they got frisbee. So this, nice. Oh yeah, they're having a good time up here. Nice setup over here. Got a few tents, couple guys. Site 4. Hey, gentlemen, how y'all doing?
Good. Oh, dear.
So nice set. All right, coming up on site 3, a little secluded as well. Got music playing. Nice. Site 3, that'll be site 3. Another water site there. So like I said, plenty of water, plenty of time to talk about anything you need. Then we got another site here. How y'all doing? This is gonna be site 2, which is not too bad. Roof tent. And then I believe we have a few sites up here. It should be good. So like I said, the few on the outside curves are pretty secluded, right? So you get your own space. Site 1, reserved, but beautiful site there as well. All right. So we're coming up to basically the entrance. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go out first and see how far the trails are before I come back in and do the rest of the sites and back to my site, which isn't too far, which you can actually see it from here. But visitors information, get a close up on that. You got your maps, check-in information, your map, and then your sites directions. But we'll continue on. See how far this walk is to the trails. So this section of the park is one way. So you can't go right, you have to go left to go around. All right. Let's check this walk out. See what we're gonna be looking at. Campground, yes. That's a nice set of boulders there. So come to think about it, there's been bear spotted out here, which I ain't a fan of. I mean, everybody should be scared of a bear, but I think being scared of the bear part is just I don't have my my tools with me. My hot tools, my cold tools, depending on what you like to carry. But either way, I ain't got my tools on me, so that's a problem. But I'm gonna continue on. I haven't had to use my skaters in a minute, and they climb trees and they're fast as lightning. So more than likely, I ain't gonna get away. But sometimes you just gotta stand your ground and see where that gets you. But yeah, if I had to roll the dice on it, I'd probably be a goner. But we ain't gonna speak no more on that. We just gonna keep on rolling. And what it's looking like once we crest this hill up here, we'll be at the trailhead. Oh. Okay, thought we had action over there in the bushes. There we at. Don't mess with me, I won't mess with you, and we're gonna keep on rolling. High voltage, yes indeed. Tell you what, ain't nothing like walking without the sun cooking up on your neck, frying you like some bacon. It's always lovely without that. Got a little hill coming up, shouldn't be no problem for a stone cold trooper like myself, if I had to say so myself. Alright, so we got some back burning going on. We got another closed off section right here. Park exit, gotcha. Yeah, another little section there. I'd love to go down there and check that out, but that ain't none of my business. They got it closed off for a reason. Let's get up this hill. So as you can see, the rocks and everything here, they have overflow parking. They set the cones out on that side. Of course, they wouldn't want nobody parking on that side. Might end up stuck, and that's a whole other ordeal. Especially getting them coins out your pocket. So I wouldn't recommend parking in between the cones if you can avoid it. And we got the handmade parking spots right here. A little bit of chalk dust it is. A little tight, not too bad. At least I have overflow parking. Sometimes you don't even have that. They do have a nice sized parking lot, but this is a very popular park. Hasn't been open for too long. Don't say nothing about my breathing. I know, a little rough right now, but not too bad. So it took us about 5 hours to get up here. We're gonna be up here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll leave out Monday. Well, off the campground Monday, but we'll probably do some more trails. No motorcycles. Staff only. So we got Rainbow Falls Trailhead. Closes actually at 9:30, so I won't be walking it, but not too bad. Picnic tables, everything out here. Overnight parking permits. Did not know they had these. Okay. Overnight parking. So I'm not sure if you have to have a actual campground to do the overnight parking thing, or you can just come out here and boom out. Because that would be great if you could, right? Have been seen in this area. Report any bear sightings. Park office. So the National Forest connects here too. So if I would have to guess, blue's for easy, red's for hard. Must be registered before leaving trailhead. Stay on marked trail. Serious injury. Huh. Nice. Alright. Let's go back up here. And let's go to the right and see what's going on that way. So looking like this goes here, but then it rips around here. And it looked like it ends, so I'm not sure. So it should be interesting. Let's go.
How you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good.
So yeah, definitely we'll be doing this. We'll be coming out this way tomorrow. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Quick question.
What's up?
Were y'all able to swim in the falls?
Yeah, it's probably like 1.5 miles deep.
Yeah.
So probably a little too late to do it now.
Yep.
But yeah, we just like kind of went until we saw like a little side peel off, and there was like a big open lake area like right next to the falls.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we took a little dip.
I appreciate it.
nice.
I know I seen it on YouTube, so I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely do it tomorrow.
Thank you.
And there's like apparently if you go further, there's like a natural water slide.
Yeah, that you can slide down into the water. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. So that nice couple there just informed me that was. All right, guys, we're out here on the trails, going down towards the waterfall. I just wanted to get a good shot of the trails. They're not too bad. We're going headed there, so it's all mostly downhill. A little sugar mama right there, hanging in there with me. Uh-oh, she's going across the roots. Stay strong. She got it. All right, talk to y'all in a minute. All right. Try to see the waterfalls. Those guys out down there about to jump.
Tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best.